And I got chatting to him, and I said, you know, what's your plans with this bike? And he said, well, I'm not really being completely truthful with you. So we get all kinds of different part exchanges coming against everything that we're selling. We'll pretty much say we'll take anything that is offered to us. So sometimes it can be something absolutely ridiculous, like a mini moto or push bike, and sometimes it can be something amazing, like, you know, £20,000–30,000 classic bike. But this one particular part exchange sticks in my mind, and the bike itself was actually a Suzuki GSXR 750. The customer came in, and the only way to describe this customer, he was doing activity of questionable legality. So he had an abundance of cash, pound note cash. We didn't know this guy, never dealt with him before, but he was a nice enough guy. It was obvious where this money was coming from, but he was a nice guy, and we sort of, you know, we did a deal with him. I can't remember what bike he bought now. I think it was another sports bike, maybe going up to 1000cc.
Hold on a second. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, why not hit the subscribe button and then the bell icon to get notified of the latest videos and exclusive content from our channel.
So he came in, and you know, we put this deal together. Everything was fine, and he pulls out these wads of pound notes, and we check them all to make sure they're all real and legal, and you know, it's where did the money come from? Yes, it came from here, and again, we had our suspicions, but nothing proven. So we carried on. We did the deal, and so we brought this bike in, and the only way to describe it was it was a Union Jack GSXR, which made no sense. Suzuki are made, or the company is Japanese. I don't know where the GSXR is actually made. So Union Jack paintwork, it didn't replicate any race bike or anything like that. It just looked absolutely ridiculous. It was a crazy paint scheme, a really weird bike to have in a part exchange, and what made it even more difficult, the bike was a category D insurance loss, and if anyone's ever dealt with insurance loss bikes before and going through a claim, you'll know what that means. But for anyone that doesn't, it's light cosmetic damage. The categories are actually changed now to include a few other letters that have replaced the Cat C and the Cat D loss. But at the time, Cat D was a light cosmetic damage, but the insurer decided not to repair, meaning that, you know, this bike could have been dropped, it could have had scratched fairings, and the insurers decided that actually, instead of paying out £2,000 on the repair, £2,500 for the bike was probably more sensible. No problem with that at all. Now, we don't actually sell insurance loss bikes. There's too many ifs and buts, and too many questions behind it, and it could be that, you know, a bike ends up with frame damage, and that's our reputation. So we just literally, we don't get involved with them at all. If we take them in part exchange, they're just auctioned or they're sold on, or we have certain traders that will actually deal with those bikes as well. So this particular bike, we'd offered it to a couple of traders who we know. They didn't want it because of these weird Union Jack fairings that it had on. So put it on eBay, and got a few calls on it. We weren't asking a lot of money. I think we'd given the guy maybe 1,500 quid for it. It wasn't a lot of money because cheap rubbish fairings on it, weird paint job. It was already a 16-year-old bike anyway, and then it had an insurance loss. It was never going to be worth a lot of money. So on eBay, we got a few questions. We got a few people interested, cheap bike. And then we got a customer, and he's, for some reason, thought that it was the perfect bike for him. It was everything that he wanted, and he made it out, you know, it's going to be for him, and he was going to use it and everything else. No problem. Whatever you want to do, that's entirely up to you. So this customer's name, I won't tell you his full name, but his first name was Marvellous. I've never met anyone with the first name Marvellous, but that was his name. And he was actually going to ship the bike abroad. So he was. We carried on and we did everything, and we agreed the price. I think we possibly made £200 profit on it. It wasn't a lot of money, but we were just trading the bike. We were getting rid of a part exchange that we no longer wanted. So we did this deal, and Marvellous came in to see us, and I got chatting to him, and I said, you know, what's your plans with this bike? And he said, well, I'm not really being completely truthful with you. The bike is going to Nigeria, but that's what I do. I export bikes that are category write-off bikes. I make sure they're safe, and then I send them out to Nigeria, and guess what? No more insurance loss. The insurance register over in Nigeria is obviously totally different. So this bike literally would go over with a clean title, and you know, nothing holding it back. He loved the idea it was Union Jack. He thought people in Nigeria might love the fact it was Union Jack. So this bike went all the way from being someone's terrible part exchange that really we did not want, with this horrendous paintwork, this awful colour scheme that just did not suit the bike at all. And then it went all the way up to being something that would be really desirable, without any mark on the title, in a totally different country, and by a customer whose name was Marvellous. And I absolutely love that story start to finish, and I love telling it, and it entertains me every time.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, why not hit the subscribe button and then the bell icon to get notified of the latest videos and exclusive content from our channel.